I'm very timely today. I'm on time, and time is very important to me today, and so is a watch. I wear a watch basically every day, and thinking about that, looking back, well, while I did wear watches since young, uh, you know, using the watch in a way where I cared about time was different. I learned real young by way of the belt how important time was, and when I was growing up, um, I can remember. First of all, my family, my household is a very timely, punctual house, and basically, if we say 8:30, 8:30 is 8:30. But as a young kid, I can remember my mom telling me to go out, and I could be back at a certain time. And first couple times, once or twice, I went out. She said, be back here at 6:30, and I went outside, and I had a change of heart when I got outside. For some reason, didn't really think much about what my mom said, and I wound up deciding, let me go back at 7:30. I mean, I want to stay out until it gets a little more dark. So first time I came back, my father was out searching for me, and I got back, and my mom was looking at the clock, saying, you know, your father's looking for you. He's wondering where you've been at. You're supposed to be back here on time. So I hurried upstairs, got into bed. I was worried that if my father comes back home, I might get a beating or something for not being back on time. But thankfully, thank God, that day he came to my room and just gave me a real strong warning from the door. Said, where you been at? Make sure you come back here on time. Well, I got through that one, but the next time, there was another time that I went out, and I had my watch. My parents made sure I had a watch always on my wrist, and I liked wearing watches. But I went out, and I think my mom told me to be back 4:30. Because we were gonna eat dinner at some time after 4:30 or around 5 o'clock. So that day I went out. I had a change of heart. I was hanging out, having fun, and I came back. I think that day I came back close to 6. So this time, my mom, when I came in, she was upset, and she had told me, "What time you supposed to be back here?" I said, "Well, I think you said 4:30, but I just decided to stay out." She didn't like that response. You can imagine. So she told me, "You need to come back here on time. Don't do this again. Make sure you leave this house and come back on time." She was upset, and I knew it, but that was still just talking. So the next time, because I have a real hard head, trust me, I learned by way of mistakes and making mistakes and doing things my way until I've realized that I better make a change. So anyway, the next time I went out, my mom said that day, "Okay, make sure you're back here 4:30. So that day, I went out. I was having fun with my friends, and we was deep into the fun, riding bikes, and I can't remember what else I was doing at the time. But I had a little change of heart. I basically said, you know what? She said 4:30, but if I'm back by 4:45, I'll be good to go, or 4:50. I'll get there a little bit later. I wanted to finish up the game we were playing. So I finished up the game. I rode my bike home. I rode up to the front door and ready to get in and put my bike away, ready to just say, "Hi, Mom, I'm home. And, I'm glad to see you." Yeah, something like that. Well, my mom went straight for the dining room. Uh, what's it called? Dining room set, where there was a drawer there, and my mom had kept a really thick white belt. I remember this belt had many holes in it, and she kept it in that drawer, in the middle drawer, in that kind of like dining room set, whatever fixture it's called. She said to me, "Didn't I tell you to be back here 4:30?" I said, "Yeah, but it's just 4:45." She said, "You don't get the point. You're supposed to be back here on time." She took that belt out. She didn't have nothing else to say. "I'm going to beat your butt." She literally chased me. We had stairs there. She chased me upstairs, hit me with the belt. She said, she made it clear in her demand for me to be home on time. She said, "You got to watch. I expect you to be home on time." So after that day, and I was a young kid, so I was crying, and it really hurt me. And that particular moment had a big impact on me as far as timing. And I was like, "Wait a second, it's just 4:45. Come on, 4:30. It's only 15 minutes." Well, 15 minutes, I got my butt beat. The next time I went out with my friends, that beating was in my mind, and basically, I've had a lot of fun. And this time, guess what? I didn't have a change of heart. I was so set on, you know what? I'm not getting a beating again. I'm going to play, but I got to leave here. And I was calculating how long it's going to take me to get home. And I want to make sure I'm home before 4:30. And I made a real big effort. And I think that next time I got home at like 4:25, came in and said, "Mom, I'm home." And she said, "Okay, all right, welcome home," And from there, that's when I kind of realized, after I'd done that a couple times, I started feeling motivation to get back home on time. I'd use my watch. I watched the time as I was playing. I started calculating how long it's going to take me to do things. And there were a few close calls, but basically from that point on, as far as me reporting back home, it stuck with me. And later on in life, timing has really been, I like to say I'm a master of time, because I wear my watch. I take it off at night, but during the day I have my watch on, and I have my own system of managing time around how I see things. But the watch has been very important for me. Even though in today's world we have iPhones and times and stuff like that, I still keep my watch on my wrist. And I wanted to really emphasize time in this talk. I could have talked about how watches are such a beautiful decorative piece, and I know that there are many that use watches as a fashion statement, and that's great, and I really appreciate that. Some watches are really nice, and they're really luxurious. Even the ones that are inexpensive watches can really complement your wardrobe and how you present yourself. And definitely go for that. There's plenty of watches to choose from, but from a personal level, I'm using my same watch I've had on my wrist for the last probably 15 years. Same watch, and it's really because for me, watches help me to know what time it is on the clock, and what time it is and how I should behave, and what time it is and when I need to get somewhere. What do I want to be, and who do I want to do? Who do I want to be when I show up? I want to show up on time, and I lead with that. And a lot of that came from the time that my mom took her time to and demonstrate to me the importance of being on time all the time.